Hey there, guys. So today we have another battle beers, and this is a regional battle beers between regional IPAs. It's East Coast, Midwest, West Coast. We have Dogfish Head's 60-minute IPA. We have from the Midwest Bell's Two Hearted, and then Ballast Point Sculpin. I think I could have went with something like a Sierra Nevada Torpedo or a Stone IPA if you want to get a little bit more classic. But again, three beers that really define their regions, and they're actually also the top three most reviewed IPAs on Beer Advocate, so that works. And interesting thing, I didn't realize when I bought them, they're all fish themes. You know, Dogfish Head, you get the fish on the Two Hearted, the fish on the Sculpin. So you might as well call this a fish battle beers. Interesting stuff. We're not doing it blind. I thought, the beers are reasonably different, so let's dig in. This one's the darkest of the bunch with the kind of clear medium amber color. Let's get the aroma. Yeah, it's a little bit grassy, a little bit of grapefruit going on, but it's more of a kind of floral, big malts on this one for American IPA. A little bit of sweetness. Cheers. Nice stuff. Not too much going on. You know, it's floral, it's grassy. You get a little bit of citrus, but it's mostly that like floral grassiness going on. A little bit of piney bitterness on the back end, but it's really the malt that's driving this beer. Malt and the hops, but it really is a balancing act. There's a good amount of kind of biscuity malt behind this beer to balance it out. And it's actually surprisingly not too bitter. It's a 6%, so it's the smallest of the bunch. Not too much going on in the mouthfeel. Despite the sweetness coming through, it's not too sticky of a beer. And it dries out quite nicely, but again, surprisingly not too much body and not too much bitterness. Yeah, this one jumps out with a little bit more juiciness, a little bit more kind of grapefruit action. Yeah, this one is, yeah, I like it a little bit more. Up front, you get a little bit more kind of grapefruit action. It also just is like a little bit green. Reminds me of, I mean, it works with the kind of like print, the color scheme on the label. It reminds me of like evergreen, like forest, a little bit of mintiness. Yeah, so it's a little bit of like grapefruit up front, but yeah, they kind of like green flavor, a little bit of pine, a little bit of like mint, and also you get the bready sweetness on the back end as well. Really quite nice. And then the Sculpin. Oh, that one jumps out at you. Wow. You definitely get like a big punch of like pineapple and mango and papaya, but like candy flavors from those. Cheers. Wow. Oh, that really is the most different. By far the most juicy. It really is huge amounts of like tropical fruit, like pineapple, mango, a little, yeah, again, the papaya coming through. You get a little bit of like juicy orange coming through. And then it's also complemented by this big kind of like sprucey pine action. So it's like, get those kind of tropical candy kind of flavors, and then you're throwing some pine in there to balance it out. And then you get a reasonable bitterness on the back end. It's a little bit resiny, more pine going on, but it is still, I mean, in the context of New England beers, all these beers are quite malty, but it's the least malty of the bunch because the hops dominate so much, and there's so much pine behind this beer and bitterness behind the beer that the malts are, not as obvious in these compared to these two. Yeah, nice stuff. Nice and juicy. Wow. So yeah, as for preference, I would go 1, 2, 3. Awesome stuff. So, and in the comments below, post which one of these is your favorite, which one of the classic IPAs is your favorite, and I'm down to take battle beer suggestions. So until next time, guys, cheers. This was fun revisiting some classic American IPAs or fish IPAs. Until next time, guys, cheers. Later.